Today class we are going to discuss two diseases related to muscle, myasthenia gravis and muscular dystrophy. Okay, so let's start it with myasthenia gravis. See, myasthenia gravis name is only saying whole story. Gravis means grave, worst. Myasthenia means weakness in muscle. So in myasthenia gravis there will be grave weakness in muscle, worst weakness in muscle. We all know that actually motor neurons used to form junction with the muscle cells at neuromuscular junction, and then our motor neuron used to release neurotransmitter there. That neurotransmitter accepted by muscle cell that will cause contraction in muscle cell. So for contraction in muscle cell, binding of acetylcholine with the muscle cell is essential, and for that in muscle cells they have some receptors, right? And these receptors are acetylcholine receptors. In acetylcholine receptors also there are specially nicotinic receptors, right? So this is what our motor neuron, it will release acetylcholine here. See, they are releasing acetylcholine here, right? And this acetylcholine will bind with the plasma membrane. This is what plasma membrane of the muscle cell. Okay, they will bind here, and after binding they will cause contraction in the muscle cell. In the case of myasthenia gravis, which is autoimmune disorder, in autoimmune disorder, what is autoimmune disorder? In autoimmune disorder, body produces immunity, body attack on their own cells. Generally, immunity will be against foreign invaders, bacteria, viruses, but here in this case, body will start to produce antibodies. They will start to attack, they will start to initiate immunity against their own tissue, their own cells, their own structures. So here, in the case of myasthenia gravis, which is autoimmune disorder, antibodies produces against acetylcholine receptors. Antibodies produces against acetylcholine receptor, this nicotinic receptors. Acetylcholine receptors. Okay. Now what will be result if there will be antibody producing here against acetylcholine receptor? If antibody will produce, that antibody will bind with the receptors. Now there will be no more place to binding acetylcholine with the receptors. And if it will not bind, there will be no entry of stimulus in muscle cell, so muscle cell will not contract. There will be problem of relaxation here. Okay, and if muscle cell will not contract, what is use of that muscle? Yes, is it or not? So now what are the symptoms in the case of myasthenia gravis, student? Actually, in the case of myasthenia gravis, first muscle that will be affected, that is extraocular muscle. Extraocular muscle. Guys, this different extraocular muscles, they control movement in our eyelid, they control movement in our eyeball. Right? If there will be problem here in extraocular muscle, person can have problem of diplopia. Diplopia means double vision. Okay. Second, it can have also problem of ptosis. Ptosis means blinking of eyes. Person, unnecessarily blink their eyes. Blinking of eyes. Right? And it can also affect facial muscles. It can affect facial muscles. It can affect respiratory muscles also. This weakness can affect respiratory muscles also. Right? And if respiratory muscles will be affected, it can cause death even. Okay, so this is what our myasthenia gravis that is required for you all. Okay. Next one is our muscular dystrophy. So student, muscular dystrophy, muscular dystrophy is a genetic disorder, and in genetic disorder also it's X-linked genetic disorder, and in X-linked genetic disorder also it's a recessive genetic disorder. It's a recessive genetic disorder. Actually, there is one very important protein present in the muscle cell, that name is dystrophin. Okay, dystrophin. Here in the case of muscular dystrophy, this dystrophin protein gene get mutated. That's why this dystrophin protein will be faulty, it will be abnormal. It will be faulty, it will be abnormal. And it's happening actually due to the gene of this dystrophin protein, there will be frame shift mutation. Which mutation? Frame shift mutation. And this frame shift mutation causes formation of faulty dystrophin protein. Let's see role of dystrophin protein. Guys, actually, there will be continuously, there will be repeated contraction in the muscle cell. This is what plasma membrane of the muscle cell, right? Actually, the plasma membrane of the muscle cell must be connected with actin cytoskeleton. Then only this plasma membrane will be protected during contraction. Okay, if they are not connected, plasma membrane of the muscle cell and actin cytoskeleton is not connected, it can cause damage in this muscle cell. It can create pores, it can cause abrasion in this muscle cell. So for that only in the plasma membrane of muscle cell there is one protein complex that's called dystoglycan complex. Okay, this dystoglycan complex is connected with actin cytoskeleton by dystrophin protein. This rod-like protein, is dystrophin protein whose gene is present on the X chromosome. Right? Now this dystrophin protein have three end, you see. One end is called dystoglycan that is connected to dystoglycan complex. Another end is actin end that is connected to the actin cytoskeleton. And next part is our central rod-like structure. Here everything is okay. But if gene is mutated, the protein, this dystrophin protein will be smaller in size. Now it's no more connected with dystoglycan complex. Okay, so during contraction, here pore will be created in plasma membrane. Still not problem here. But problem is that through this pores, so many calcium ions will enter. Okay, and this calcium ions will activate different proteases here. Different protein digesting enzymes will get activated unnecessary, which is not required, and then this proteases will cause degeneration of this muscle cell. Degeneration of muscle cell. Right? See, in younger ages it's okay. If they will degenerate, new cells will form, regenerate. But in older ages, once they will degenerate, new cells will not form, then it will cause progressive degeneration in the muscle, wastage of the muscle, weakness in extreme weakness in the muscle. Okay. Now student, one more point I have to add here actually. There is a very important enzyme in the cell that's name is creatine kinase. Creatine kinase. This creatine kinase, it will start to release out through these pores. Okay. So in the case of muscular dystrophy, the creatine kinase level will be high in plasma. Okay. So it's an excellent diagnosis, the case of muscular dystrophy. Okay. Unfortunately, there is no treatment of muscular dystrophy, but scientists are trying it through gene therapy. Okay, so this is what that is required for you in the case of muscular. So one student was asking, sir, what is function of this dystrophin protein? So I hope you got your answer, that this dystrophin protein act like a scaffold. It acts like a hook that connect this actin protein with plasma membrane of the muscle cell. Okay, so next disease is tetany. What is tetany? Let's see in detail. Actually, this is what level 2.1 millimole per liter plasma calcium required always. Okay, and this plasma calcium will maintain by different hormones. In that, one hormone is our parathyroid hormone, right? One hormone is thyrocalcitonin, and next hormone is our vitamin D. right? In these all hormones, parathyroid hormone and vitamin D, they increases calcium level. They increases calcium level. How they increases calcium level? Either they will cause the release of calcium from bones, or they will increase reabsorption of calcium from the kidneys. Our vitamin D will increase absorption of calcium from our dietary sources from the intestine, and ultimately they increases calcium level in blood. Okay, our thyrocalcitonin decreases calcium level in blood. So ultimately, anyhow, they maintain calcium in our blood. But due to parathyroid hormone deficiency, due to PTH deficiency, blood calcium ion level decreases. Okay. Next, our blood, if it's became more alkaline, so calcium ion will start to bind with albumin protein. Calcium ion will start to bind more and more with albumin protein, so there will be no free calcium ion in our blood, and that case is when calcium ion level is lesser in our blood. That case is called hypocalcemia. And this hypocalcemia causes tetany, right? The problem tetany. How? Let's see. Actually, this is what plasma membrane of the muscle cell. This is what inner part of the muscle cell. Outside the muscle cell, lot of calcium ions are present. Okay. Now, for contraction, sodium ion must be enter inside. Is it or not? Through sodium ion channel, unless sodium ion will not enter, muscle will not enter the state of contraction. Is it or not? Now this calcium ion, this calcium ion will use to limit the process of entry of sodium ion. It will make difficult entry of sodium ion inside the cell. If calcium ion level is lesser, the sensitivity of sodium ion to the to the muscle cell will increase, and now it will be very easy for muscle cell to enter for our sodium ion to enter inside the cell, right? I am repeating again. When calcium ion is present, it limiting entry of sodium ion inside the cell. So actually the process of contraction is limiting here, and it's making the process of contraction always in the normal limit. But if calcium ion level is lower outside, when calcium ion level is low outside, the sensitivity of sodium ion to dissolve channels will increase, and it will be very easy for sodium ion to enter inside. So there will be excessive contraction here, abnormal contraction here, and that abnormal contraction causes spasm in muscle. Spasm in muscle. What is spasm, student? Spasm means abnormal prolonged contraction. Okay, in Hindi we are calling athan. Okay, now when we observe further, we find it that if the problem of hypocalcemia, tetany from the short period of time, it will cause numbness, it will cause tingling in the mouth, finger and toes. Numbness means what? Feeling, so person will not feel any kind of sensation, physical sensation in the fingers, in the mouth or in the toes. Tingling, person will feel like so many points are piercing their skin. So numbness, tingling in the initial cases, and when the problem of this hypocalcemia will prolong, it will cause spasm in the muscle, limb muscle will become tight. There will be so it will become tight, right? Next one, it can cause bronchial spasm, and that bronchial spasm causes wheezing, This bronchial spasm we'll see in the case of asthma also, and it can cause problem in our vocal cord also, spasm in the vocal cord. So person voice can change, and it can cause dysphagia by causing spasm in those muscles which are involving in the swallowing of the food. So dysphagia, person will unable to swallow food here, right? And then it can cause congestive heart failure also. It can cause hypotension, low blood pressure also. So this is what Titani that is required for NEET exam. Remaining we'll see in next class. Bye.